Hello, everybody with an incorrect source code. Today is going to be the brass episode. I'm going to be melting brass today. I've got some brass bars to melt. Like literally, it's bars of brass. These were out of my shed, so hopefully they weren't important. I cut them down, as you can see right here. I cut them down. Once I get the furnace started, I will show you their original size. I have a few that aren't cut down. And one of my fire bricks broke. So I've got this extra one here. Threw that one in and repurposed the other one. I've got my civics homework here to start up the furnace, so let's get to it. There we go. Here we have a few uncut pieces. These are some smaller ones, and we got this longer one. Most of them were like this longer piece, and I think there were only one more of these that I didn't cut up yet, or that I already cut up. This is our full selection here. I already tested these will fit in the crucible, and this one's a bit longer, but it will still fit. I should probably get them out of this puddle and bring them closer to the crucible so they begin to dry. So I'm gonna get to that, and I will see you in a moment. They're getting real hot in there, but no signs of melting yet, unless, yeah, not quite. I believe we're getting there though. I believe. I got my graphite molds out, and I wanted to make some corn because I think it'll be funny because it's yellow. It'll be corn. I also just heated these up, so I got all the moisture out. I also fired those a bit. You might notice I got 2 more graphite molds. That's because 7's a good number. I got all my tools out, my tongs, my scooper. And with this last copper melt, look what happened to this thing. It looks so wicked. It doesn't really come out on camera, but it's like super shiny in some spots. It's not focusing, but it's very neat. It's got copper, and I think some of the crucibles actually melted on here too. That's what's giving it the shinies. Hopefully that gets going soon. I'm gonna spray down one of the the corn molds with graphite so the metal doesn't stick to it. Hopefully that will help prevent the metal sticking and fusing to the cast iron. So I'm gonna actually just wait till these are starting to melt, and then I'll come back with you. Believe it or not, we have some meltage down in there. Let's take a little peek. Oh yeah, baby. Let's go. We want to try to keep it just above melting brass temperature because we do not want the zinc to start boiling and oxidizing. That's not good. That's what happened last time I melted brass. Oxidization is no good and it's bad for you. Also, duckies! Yo! Spike, Pierogi, Lil Bill, Nadia, and there's Lil Bubbles. She chilling. We got the whole crew in the house right now. They're chilling. I'm chilling. Hopefully this melts a bit quicker. I don't have all day. I'm gonna throw this over the opening to heat it up before throwing it in there. Same with this. They're still a bit hot from when I heated them up earlier. Those are melting real good now. Look at that puddle. That pool of brass. That is so beautiful. Wow. Alright, I'll be back once I throw these other poles in. I put the poles in here, then I'm gonna lift the cap off and just drop those in there. We got those other bars in there. So far we're doing pretty good. I'm actually gonna lower this down a bit more, though. Just a bit more. We're heating those two up for in anticipation. When I threw one of those bars in, it has a little air pocket there. Little tiny pocket of air. It popped back up at me, and I swear something came straight at my forehead. I did not see any damage in the mirror. I did not feel any hurt, but it scared me by the hairs of my chin. It was terrifying. That was like the scariest thing I've ever done while melting. Besides almost burning my eyebrow off, but that's a story for another time. It's going pretty good in there, I believe. I'm not going to be lifting off the cap as much to show you the metal in there, because I don't want it to be oxidizing. I don't want more oxygen to get into the furnace, giving it more opportunities to oxidize. So y'all are gonna have to see through this little pinhole right here. It's kind of hard to see, but those pieces in there are getting melted. I hope they're pretty hot. Maybe I'll turn this back up just a bit though, because I really do not want this to be oxidizing when I pour, or at all, really. I don't want the zinc to be bubbling and boiling and me breathing that stuff in. I also got a comment, a very helpful comment on my video that says Koa wool, which is lining my entire furnace, spews shreds of bad into the air, and that's what I'm breathing in. So that's great. I'm gonna be getting some refractory cement to rub on to line the Koa wool with. Hopefully that will help me not breathe in as many yummy fibers. These worked pretty well though. These were actually really well, besides it popping up at me. I'm good though. I'm unscathed, I think. So I'm gonna, I guess I'm just waiting for that stuff to melt, and then I'm gonna throw these two in there. I don't think you guys can see, but the crucible it's nearly full. So I think I'm only gonna throw one of these in, and then see where that gets us. Just wanted to give you guys a good shot of this. Look at that. That's beautiful. I think it's actually solidifying on the top of it, and that's why it's all sticking to the middle. I'm gonna throw this lid back on, start it back up, and that's gonna be the pour, really. I think we're gonna turn it up a little just to get it heated up more. Then we're gonna turn it back down to 20, just to be extra cautious. Turn it up to, let's see, 27-ish. You know what? We'll go to 30 just for a quick moment, and then we'll lower it back down to make sure it doesn't oxidize. This is gonna be a really strange melt. It's a really strange. I don't even know. I just want to be extra safe. I think you can all understand that. Let me introduce to you the graphite mold heater upper 9000er. I really hope this works. I think it's gonna work because, you know, fire, hot, and it's suspended. But I really hope it doesn't heat it up too quick and pop. I think I might also grab that torch and blast it from the top. And as you can see, it looks like that last piece is just about melted in there. I turned it down a bit more. I went from 30 to 25 to 20 now, just because it's open to oxygen getting in and out and flowing through there. I really want to reduce the chance of oxidization. It's a word. Deal with it. I could probably even put the lid on top, but I think that's a bit overkill since we're just heating up the graphite molds real good. I think I'm gonna still transfer them from that grate onto the fire bricks, just because it makes me feel safer. I'm gonna heat those up a bit, and then I'm gonna, you know the scam, you know the deal. These are heated up to 9,000er real good. I also heated up the corn, and I'm ready to go. It's gonna be quite the clean off, I believe. There's a lot of oxidization on the top. A word, deal with it. But my tripod is here. That's messed up. My brother's here to film me pour. Didn't heat these up. That's small. It's a lot of oxidization. It's a word. Oh no.
Be careful.
Heavy.
You got it?
Gotta break that oxidization there. Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh my. This is difficult.
It's cooling.
Yeah.
It's cooling.
Wow. That's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Look inside that.
Oh, you can't even tell. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Jesus.
There's a cave.
There's still some in there though.
There's a ton in there.
But it's cooling.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I can't even pour that.
Brass is very heavy.
Yeah, there's no more. Well, that was a learning experience. I don't know what else to call it. I think the problem was I was too worried about it oxidizing, so I didn't heat it up hot enough in order to even pour it. I think that was the problem. So I guess all of this is gonna go to remelting, and well, this we'll just have to throw in there and heat up a ton. Hopefully that brass in there melts, because if it doesn't, that's a garbage crucible. One use out of it. This bar does look kind of good, but if you squint and you turn it over, I'm gonna take these out and I'm gonna check them out. Magic. Well, I wouldn't call it a fail, but you know, it wasn't anything to brag about. This one looks good. 1 out of a lot. So I'm just gonna remelt all of that. You know, I'm just gonna remelt all of this probably. Maybe not this, but again, I don't really want to clean that up. Maybe I'll keep it as a first large brass melt. But this is the biggest problem, obviously. My crucible isn't a crucible right now. It's pretty wrecked. Hopefully I can melt better, because we still have a ton of brass to melt. I'll just have to heat it up more next time. Can't let that happen again. I really liked that though. That worked real well to heat up my graphite mold, so that was not an issue. just, you know, everything else. You'll probably be seeing another brass melting video very soon, but I think my next melting video is going to be the aluminum blinds, just because that is taking up a lot of space. I have a lot of it. But after that, I'm going to be cleaning this up, hopefully. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I did enjoy making it. It was just a little scary at the end. Also, this fire brick broke, which isn't an issue. I have much more. Hopefully next time we'll be more successful. I have learned from this experience. I'll be heating it up much more next time, right before the melt. I was very good about keeping it cautious. The zinc didn't start boiling, really. I think it began to oxidize much more at some point, but I turned down the heat and I did it well. So I hope you enjoyed. Like if you liked, subscribe if you want to. Have a wonderful day or night.